Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to Talk of the Town for this Wednesday, July the 7th. I'm Gary Stevens. Every month we have a chance to catch up with things going on with the Community Foundation of the Holland, Zeeland area. We are very pleased today to welcome to our Zoom connection Yah-Hanna Jenkins, who is the college success coach and involved with the Holland Zeeland Promise program. She's again on the other side of our Zoom connection. Yah-Hanna, good morning and welcome to WHTC.
Good morning, Gary. Glad to be here.
Glad you are with us. If you have a question about the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, you can ask Yah-Hanna a question at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Before we talk a little bit about the Holland Zeeland Promise program, let's talk about your role as a college success coach. Exactly what does that entail, Yah-Hanna, and how do you help youngsters take that next step in their educational efforts?
Yeah, thank you for that question. And when our founders created the Promise program in 2010, they had a vision for this holistic support alongside the financial support, just being able to walk alongside scholars as in our side-by-side programming. And that's where my role came in and came to fruition after years of conversation around how to take the next step after providing partnerships with Mosaic and partnerships with MTech. The next step was a mentor, a coach, someone to help students navigate all of the resources available to them, to empower them, to encourage them, to be able to coach them through how to talk to their financial aid services or how to find housing and how to talk to a leasing department, and just being able to be another person, another tool in their toolbox so that when they graduate, they have all of these tools and experiences being able to navigate different systems. So that's my role, and it's my honor to be able to serve alongside these students. And it's just been fantastic to see them grow.
One gets the thinking, and if I'm off base, let me know on this, Yah-Hanna, is the fact that, yes, it's one thing to coach the young men and women about how to do certain things, to go through the hoops, to go through the red tape and stuff like that, to get through this. But as a coach, do you find yourself, and I'm using you and you and others that are involved,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself that perhaps you're not only coaching them about some of the nuts and bolts, also coaching them a little bit about life itself?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And life happens while you're in school and navigating relationships with friends, with partners, with family, and just being able to understand what's happening emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and know that I don't have to be the expert in any of those spaces, but to be able to partner to say, like, hey, these are some resources that could be helpful for you, or just to listen. A lot of my time is just spent listening, just another person to be there, to show up consistently and know that if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to do this, or we're going to meet, that I'm reliable, that I'm trustworthy, and so that they can build healthy relationships and understand what that looks like, and be able to see that reflected in other parts of their world. So yes, a lot of it is just doing life with students and just being another person that they can cry with, laugh with, that they can celebrate with. And it's been being able to see all those parts of the students has been really fantastic.
How much of a curveball has the last 16 months been with the outbreak and trying to deal with that aspect, just to add on to the other challenges that these young men and women are facing?
It's been really hard. It's been a really hard year. And I joined the team in August. So this is all I know. And I know that for a lot of students, being able to go into their first year in remote learning, it's been a struggle for a lot of students who were looking forward to the college experience of being on campus, of being in the classroom. So the emotional stressors that brought, whether it's staying with family or even on campus, but doing this remote space has just been really, really hard. Online classes just don't work for everyone. And so seeing students who would have otherwise thrived in the classroom struggle, and just having the emotional weight of experiencing this new part of their life during a pandemic. It's we are so grateful for our partnership with Mosaic and just being able to have them as a resource for our students. It's been a lifesaver, honestly. Like I'm not over speaking when I say that it has been a lifesaver, and having scholars be able to have access to that at no cost has been a huge. I'm grateful for the foresight of our team, of Stacy, of Mike, and of our founders to be able to see the mental health piece quite early on as an important part of that. So that has been, it's been a very, very difficult year for a lot of students, and many are looking forward to just the coming school year, going back on campus, trying it out again. Okay, year one's gone, let's try year two and see, let's restart and see how this goes. But really, really difficult year.
We're talking with Yah-Hanna Jenkins. She is a college success coach with the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area. We're working with those who have been part of the Holland Zeeland Promise program. If you have a question for Yah-Hanna, she'll be happy to answer it at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with Yah-Hanna Jenkins.
Good morning. Now, the lady was talking. Does she primarily tells these people the regular traditional four-year college, or does she help them get into a vocational school or vocational things to make them a living?
A trade school, you mean, right?
A trade school, yeah.
Right. Yah-Hanna?
Yeah, so we partner, kind of going a couple steps back in our nominations process. We partner with our local high school, so that in the Holland Zeeland area, our local Boys and Girls Club, La Loupe, Upward Bound, and then our local technical school. So we have students who are seniors who are nominated from these partner entities by counselors, and then they enter into our program, and our program is open to students who are looking for the next step. We say post-secondary. So right now, most of our scholars are in four-year or community college, so two-year or a four-year institution, but it is an option that we are open to, we encourage, and our primary goal in our partnership with MTech, we have students do what we call sort of an assessment to check to see in their alignment in terms of interests, strengths, and then possible majors. And our goal is that students are aligning. So if that means alignment with going into dentistry, or alignment with going into welding, or alignment with going into becoming a doctor, that is our goal or our hope to see students successful. So that is, we say post-secondary, and whatever that means within the state of Michigan.
Okay. Appreciate the call. 616-395-1450. And, sort of follow along those lines, Yah-Hanna. I have a nephew in the Toledo area that graduated from like an MTech type situation. And instead of going into college, he is going to, he's in an electrical trade program. He wants to be an electrician, a journeyman electrician, and be an apprentice. And that's the program he's going into. And I've talked to other people in the business world that say we need more people to go into the trades, to be an electrician, a carpenter, even a truck driver. We need that as much as we need those going into the higher education, so, college and four-year college. And I think the promise does help in that regard, right?
Yeah, it has to be an accredited institution that's providing some form of certification or degree at the end of that program, and it has to be based in Michigan. That's pretty much our main criteria, and it's partnering with students who are highly motivated, who are excelling, and then also who have a high financial need, and that is where we can set our boundaries in that sense, and offer last gap funding so that they tap into all the resources, scholarships that are available, and then we kind of fill in as we can, and partner with them with a commitment to renew if they continue to meet their expectations, pass their classes really, and are continuing to be successful in that space. But yes, and the goal is that when students exit whatever program that they're in, they can find work in a field that is aligns with their strengths and passions and interests and all of those pieces. And so if that is through an accredited institution that provides, whether that's welding or whatever other types of trades skills that they are available to them.
Yeah, and just using my nephew as an example of, a similar situation in a different area, but a similar situation here that would be in the situation. That's why I wanted to bring up his example as well. We've been focusing not only with Yah-Hanna's role as a college success coach, but also with the Holland Zeeland Promise. And Yah-Hanna has mentioned that she has only been with the program since August, which means it's almost been a year, Yah-Hanna. And we talked a little bit about the outbreak and how its impact has been, but certainly, what has been, if there's anything you could say has been a surprise to you over the past 10 months, now 11 months on the job, that maybe has been a pleasant surprise, or maybe something that a challenge that maybe has not been foreseen over these past 10, 11 months for you? What would that be?
Thanks for that question, Gary. So joining in August, that means I joined during, right in the middle of the height of the pandemic, and joining a new team was really, you don't know what to expect, how to be onboarded during a pandemic. We're mostly virtual. Will I bond with the team? Will they connect with me? So a lot of questions going in, but I have to say that the team has done such an amazing job in connecting with each other, utilizing our virtual tools. So we're on Teams and we connect twice a week for half an hour. And in between that, they're one-on-ones, and just feeling like the team is so accessible to me, and I'm trying to be accessible to them as well, and seeing that we're able to build those bonds. We met all as a team for the first time about a month ago, and it felt like I've been there for a while. It felt like I knew like another team member joined, Rob, during that time, and we had only met once, but it felt like we had met so very often. So I'd have to say that it's just been, the welcome surprise of how connected I feel to the team, going in nervous about being onboarded, joining a new team, doing a new job during a time when I'm not able to be in the office or be connected to everyone. So that's been a welcome surprise.
I am going to phrase this question, Yah-Hanna, with the fact that we're not going to say how long it has been since we have been in the shoes of the young men and women who are part of the program. I will say for myself, 1976, graduate, Bishop Borges High School, Redford, Michigan. Do you get a sense with the young men and women you've been working with, for the most part, it's been virtual, do you sense that maybe some of the concerns or some of the ideals or the goals they have of this current, we'll say class of 2021, are they similar to what maybe you went through at the same age, or is it a little bit different? I be honest with you, I don't know whether or not I could relate to a high schooler now, because what I thought and what I view in 1976 is far different than what they're viewing in 2021, 45 years later.
Yeah, I think every student has their unique challenges, just unique experiences, unique opportunities, depending on the background and family and spaces where they went to school, and lots of different things that influence experiences. And then you have the themes that transcend each and that carry through with each generation, right? Trying to figure out who you are, trying to figure out where you fit in, trying to figure out how you want to change the world or how you want to be in the world and show up. And that carries through all along the way, and it manifests itself in different ways. And we have different tools or technologies at our disposal that create that has it showing up in different ways. But I think that while we have, each student has unique experiences, that we do have these themes that carry through, and just showing up at a massive institution, whether it's Hope or U of M, trying to navigate the newness of it all and trying to figure out, where are my people, or who do I talk to, or how can I ask questions? Just how to show up, how do I interact with my professor, my advisor, my major, the department that I'm under, and all of these questions that really just come up over and over again. And then that carries through into our professional space of how do I interact with my boss or my supervisor or like the community that I'm in. So I think it's a both, that there's some newness and each student has their thing, but there are some themes that definitely carry through.
For more information about not only the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, but how people can get involved with the Holland Zeeland Promise program, I'm going to direct our listeners, because we are out of time, to go to the website. It's cfhz.org. We'll put a link to that in the description of the podcast that we will upload shortly of our conversation with Yah-Hanna Jenkins on our webpage at WHTC.com in a few minutes. Yah-Hanna Jenkins, the college success coach with the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area. We certainly appreciate you spending some time with us, telling us about the program and telling us about your role with the program. And we wish you and everyone involved with the CFHZ well. We look forward to chatting with you again sometime soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, and really grateful for the opportunity to be on here today.
Thank you very much, Yah-Hanna Jenkins on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.